Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Carla C, and I'm going to tell you my story. And I'm going to tell you why I'm so passionate about promoting organ donations. It all started the day that I received my brother's kidney. I was at the hospital. So I think I'm gonna start there, then go back, and then go forward. But I was at the hospital, and things were tough. I was rejecting my brother's kidney, and I was scared. Doctors were going from plan A to plan B to plan C to plan D, and nothing seemed to work. Until one day, a nurse came in. She was my favorite nurse, Margot. She came in and she said, "What's wrong? Why are you crying?" I was sitting on my hospital bed, and I said, "I'm scared. I'm scared of losing the gift that my brother just gave me with so much love, and I'm terrified." And she said, "Well, are you doing something about it?" And I was like, what else can I do? I mean, I don't know what I can do. And she said, "You have to speak to your kidney." She was so certain about things, about what she was saying. You have to speak to your kidney. You have to tell your kidney to start working, to stop being lazy. Welcome your kidney into your body. And I was like, okay. So she left the room, and I started doing that. I started cuddling my kidney. I started talking to him. I started receiving it as mine. And eventually things started to improve. I was in hospital for 40 days. I had my little one at home. She was 2 years old. I missed her so much. But I knew that I had to get better in order to see her. So she was my goal. And things started improving, and I was able to go home. But while I was at the hospital, I was under a lot of medication and cortisone. That meant that I couldn't sleep much. So, okay, I need to do something healthy with my mind. And I had my laptop. I was watching Desperate Housewives. And so I said, okay, I wanna write something to my brother. I'm gonna write everything I remember since we were kids, everything I remember. So I started writing things like when we played out on the streets. We lived in Houston. When the streets got flooded, and we were in those dirty waters with the rashes on our body after having so much fun. Or I remembered that he was always a really nice brother, and we took turns playing. We would play with his cars first, and then I'd invite him to this dinner party that I had made with some raw meat that he pretended to eat. So I started writing everything about him, and that's how at the end of the 40 days I had finished writing. It was more like a thank you, right? Because his story ends there in the hospital room with me in there, and my brother giving me the best gift I could ever receive. So I print it out really nicely, put it in a little book, and I give it to him for Christmas. This was September. My kidneyversary is September 25th. So I finished everything. It was ready for December, and that was his Christmas gift. And then I thought, I have to write another thank you for my mom, because she had given me the best gift I had at home, which was my daughter. She was my surrogate for my daughter. She was 54 years old when she gave birth to Danny. So I said, okay, I have to do this too. And after the transplant, the first 2 years were really tough. I was in and out of hospitals all the time because of medications, and we can't be dehydrated, so when I ate something that was not good or went to a restaurant, getting used to my new life, I ended up a lot in the hospital, and because of the doses of especially mycophenolate. So I said, okay, I'll find a place here to write. So during those few years, I wrote a chapter for my mom, and then I gave it to her for her birthday. That was March. Then I wrote another chapter for my daughter's father, not my husband anymore. Then I wrote a chapter for my father, and the last chapter I needed was for Danny, for my daughter. She was 4 years old, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna write. She's only 4 years old. Like, there's, I don't know where to get all the experiences from. And she didn't know yet how she came to this world. She didn't know. And one day, the day of her birthday, she found out. And I'm going to tell you how she found out in another video. But so when this happened, everything started to flow, and I could start writing. I wrote everything that came. It just poured from my heart. And I used to send all these memoirs to a friend that I have in Washington, D.C. This guy was my best friend forever. His name is George. So I used to send everything, and he said, "Hey, Carla, you've sent me all these like stories. All of them have a title. You have a book, you have a memoir. Why don't you publish?" So I did. That was my second project. I published it. Published it in Spanish and in English. It was back in Lima. It went pretty well. It was sold out. It is not, I decided not to reprint. I'll tell you about that later. And yeah, so I'm going to tell you about my story, and I'm going to do it little by little. Okay, so I just wanted to introduce this and to let you know that in the next video you will start to see how everything started and why I'm here promoting organ donations so deeply as I am. Okay? All right, see you in the next video.